Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you guys are having a good day so far. Today I'm bringing you day 2 and day 3 of spoilers. Well, today is still day 3, but I'm pretty sure they released all the spoilers today. There's been 3. So if I missed any that come out after I'm done making this video, I'll just put them in the next video. So, first off, we're going to kick it off with yesterday's cards and talk about the very first one that they showed off, which was Bloodbound Mentor. This is a 3 mana, a neutral minion, epic. It's a 3/4 with Blood Surge. Put a copy of your Bloodbound spell into your action bar. Now, first off, let me just say I'm glad to see that Blood Surge is back. I was not expecting to see it with this set. We saw Blood Surge, I think, 2 expansions ago, I want to say, is when Blood Surge came out. So it's pretty cool that we're seeing more support for it, which is awesome, because I wasn't expecting to see that. Sorry, I just noticed this patch notes is in my way, the matchmaking thing. Anyway, yeah, so this card is looking really cool. Now, I wrote down a bunch of notes about things, so if I look down a lot, it's because I just want to make sure I read everything and make sure I talk about everything. First off, let's talk about its mana, and let's talk about its attack and health, because I think you need to talk about them both together. This is a 3 mana 3/4, which is awesome. Those are really good stats for a 3 mana minion. This is going to be a pretty strong pick. On top of it having good stats, it has a really good ability, so I think this card's going to see a lot of play. Something that's a little weird with this card is you guys notice it's just a minion. It's not an Arcanist, which is weird because it looks like an Arcanist. It has that Albeast looking staff going on, so I'm very confused on why they didn't make this card an Arcanist. You know, its Blood Surge or its ability is also really good with it if it was an Arcanist, because, you know, your BBS is normally 1 mana, so, you know, 1 mana cards are really good for Arcanist because you buff everything with Albeast. So, kind of weird they didn't make it you know, an Arcanist. Alright, so let's talk about the ability, which is the coolest thing about this card. Like I said, 3 mana, 3/4, stats and mana are very good. Blood Surge, right? Blood Surge is awesome, right? Like I said, we haven't seen this in a few sets, and then there's a few cards that combo with this thing if you can play it right. So, putting a copy of your Bloodbound spell into your hand is kind of important, and that's because you can combo it with cards like Drogon, you can combo it with Ferosa, Geomancer, just so many cards. If you those are just cards off the top of my head that I wrote down that I can think of. But can you imagine the Phoenix Fire spam or the Drogon with BBS, and you have one in your hand and you can pop off like multiple ones in a turn, even though before you weren't able to do that with your mana. So maybe now you can like hold that BBS into your hand so you don't have to play those cryptographers. So, you know, it's pretty cool to see that. So I'm really excited for this card. Definitely going to see some play. Haven't seen the full expansion yet, so I can't tell you, you know, if it's going to get played immediately. I think it's a really good, really good card, and for certain archetypes, it's going to be nasty. Like Smash Vath is going to love this card. Maybe Ferosa, not sure about that yet, because you kind of want to run more like Swarm with that stuff and kind of like lower amounts of Swarm, so you want to run like the Cryptographer into BBS instead, I think, with this. So maybe not with there. We might see it with Geomancer, because you're able to just Phoenix Fire, just Phoenix Fire for forever, basically. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, man, nothing really else to talk about with this card. I think it's interesting. I'm very excited for it. Now let's move on. Our next card is the card that I actually revealed on stream, which is Moonrider. Now this is an Abyssinian epic. It's a 6 mana 6/6 with Blood Surge. Summon a 4/4 fiend on a nearby space. So, I guess yesterday was like the Blood Surge day, so I was really excited when I saw this. So, when Duelyst gave me this card to reveal and I saw it had Blood Surge, I was like, yes, Blood Surge is back, baby. Kind of like the other card, we haven't seen it in 2 sets, I'm excited. Now, let's talk about Moonrider. Let's start out with the stats. It's a 6 mana 6/6 6 mana 6/6. So, the problem with this card is that you want to play it on 7 mana, and the reason is because you want to play it with your Blood Surge, so you're getting like 10 mana, or you're playing 7 mana to get 10/10 stats, which you can play like a Drybone Golem to get. But with this, you know, obviously you get that long term. You get that long-term value with its Blood Surge, and just being able to, every time BBS towards the end of the game, to summon a 4/4 fiend nearby, summon another 4/4 fiend nearby. This card is going to be a monster in Gauntlet. You know, if you don't take care of this in Gauntlet, man, you're just going to get hit by 4/4 fiends every turn on top of whatever your opponent's playing, like BBS. You know, they could be playing Mavi and you can be getting hit by 2, you know, 4/4 fiends every turn. So that's pretty cool. But if you are playing this card for that 7 mana value, you know, something that's going to be fighting with this Spec Rev, and you guys know Spec Rev's the king of Abyssian. He's ran 3 of in probably every Abyss deck ever made ever on Duelyst. So that's a potential problem. But you know what? You could make it work towards the end of the game. You know, this is technically a 6 mana card, even though you want to play it for 7. Excuse me. It's Blood Surge. I didn't mention it, but it does say summon a 4/4 fiend on a nearby space. It has been confirmed that is a random space. You do not get to pick it. So I know it doesn't say that in the text. You know, Duelyst is kind of weird with how they word things. So you can't really place it where you want, which kind of sucks. If you're able to do that, this card would be awesome. But so be it. You know, random space are still getting a 4/4. This seems pretty good still, no matter what. I think maybe like a decent mid-range list would like this card a lot in Abyssian. And that's really it with this card. Oh, one other card this card might pair with, I'm sorry, now that I'm thinking about it, this card would pair very well with Sanguinar, you know, and then you're able to play it on 6 mana, and BBS are free, then you don't need that 7 mana. So, you could see Sanguinar into Moonrider, into BBS, into, like, Spec Rev. Imagine just, like, that sequence. So, that's pretty cool. So, maybe we'll see some of that, depending on the more Blood Surge stuff that comes out. Now that we have seen one Blood Surge minion for one faction, we've seen a neutral Blood Surge minion, I'm going to say we're probably going to see a Blood Surge minion for every faction again. I think that'd be fair and that'd be something cool to see. Anyway, let's keep moving on. The next card we have to talk about is today's spoilers. Now, they started off today with this card. This is Suzumebachi, something like that. Clearly, it is a Songai card. It's a 2 mana, 1/3 with whenever you cast a spell, this minion gains +1 attack to your next turn. Basically, it's not a lot to talk about, man. It's kind of like a worse Chakri. I mean, you get +1 attack until your next turn, so it stays buffed through your opponent's turn, but Chakri does the same thing, and it gets +1 health. So, unless you kind of want to run like 6 Chakris, and this being like a worse Chakri, probably not going to see play, but in Gauntlet, this is another 2-drop Songai card that you could pick up if you really want. If you're really hurting, I guess. And that's really it with it, man. There's really not a lot to talk about it. It reminds me of like just bad prowess cards in Magic. That's what this card reminds me of. You know, compared to Chakri, it's just not going to see play. They need to kind of change its ability a little bit, or make it like a 2/3. If they made it a 2/3 for 2 mana, I think it would see play then. But the fact that it's a 1/3, Chakri's a 1/2, all you're getting is what, +1 health. It doesn't die to what, Chrome Cold. So, and Chakri dies to Chrome Cold anyway. Now that I think about it, or this doesn't die to Chrome Cold. This would be a 1/1 if it got hit by Chrome Cold. But besides the point, not playable. It's just another 2-drop for Gauntlet, to be honest. They need to do something with it, though. Now, moving on to something a little bit more exciting. We're moving on to Magmar, and they got one of the coolest cards of the day, man. Let's talk about this card, Papa Bomb. This is a 4-mana spell, epic, destroy friendly egg to deal 4 damage to enemies around it. You guys read that right? Basically, Holy Immolation in Magmar. It's here. Clearly not as good as Holy Immolation, but if Holy Immolation was nerfed, it should be something like this. You know, obviously you're not getting healed like Holy Immo does, but listen, this pairs very well with, you know, your new general, Ragnara, right? You can remember with him, you can place your BBS, so you know, you place that egg where you want to place it, and boom, nuke the board. 5 mana play. We got 5 mana slow Holy Immolation combo, basically. But you do destroy your egg, which kind of sucks. But how many times have you guys had that Young Silthar on board that just doesn't die? Like that 2/1 Young Silthar that's been on the board forever. You know, now you have something to do with it. You can hit someone, your Young Silthar hits them for 2, then you have the egg, then you blow up the egg and deal another 4 to them, you know? And it does hit all enemies, so it does hit generals as well. I think it's pretty cool. Between this and Macantor, you kind of have a lot of AoE now in Magmar, which is pretty cool. You know, right now though, a lot of people are running more buff combos for Ragnarok. They're running like thumping waves, so maybe this card won't see play. But I know some people were running the Abjundicator with Magmar, trying to lower the cost of other spells, so maybe this will see play just because of that. But you know what? It's removal. It's a Holy Immolation removal effect. The card's going to see play. If it's going to be good or not, you know what? We'll see. Depending on where the egg deck goes is where this card goes with it. So yeah, I like this card. Kind of excited for it. I think it's fair and not overpowered. Very important. I'm going to say this because Skarzig brought it up. Unlike Mechantors, where you can leave a Mecantor on board and it gets a Superior Mirage, you know, this can't get Mirage. Yeah, you're losing value because you have to destroy your egg, but you're still getting that AoE damage that Mecantor would have done anyway. So, you know, maybe a replacement Mecantor. I doubt it. Mecantor will probably never be replaced, but, you know, it's there. It's there as an option if you wanted to do it. Let's keep moving on. And I'm sorry if I missed combos with these cards. Like you guys know, I try to talk about all the cards, but I don't want to go so slow to where I'm sitting on one card for 30 minutes. Because I really could if I really look through like every card in the game, be like, oh, this would pair good with this. Check mark. So yeah, last card of the day. This card was just announced. I'm really glad I decided to do this video now, because if I did it like an hour ago, I would have missed this card. So this was one of the streamers got this. I forgot who, but somebody got this and they revealed it tonight. It is Doro, something like that. I'm just gonna call him Doro, right? He's a 4-mana 4/5 legendary for Vanguard, as you can tell by the colors. Your minions always have infiltrate. What? Your minions are always infiltrated. So that's all. They basically always have infiltrate, right? And no matter where on the board they are, they're getting their abilities. They're getting their effects, and I'm really excited for this card, because let me talk about it. Let's talk about its mana and stats, right? Right now, Infiltrate doesn't really have a lot, so this for 4 mana, I think it's good. It's not really fighting with a lot of things, so it fills in a good spot, right? 4 mana, 4/5, you can't argue about those stats. You know, it's got a little bit bigger of a butt, which is nice, so it can take a few hits. So it's not a bad card at all. Moving down to its ability, Infiltrate support, which is awesome, which means we're going to see a lot more in the next expansion that's coming out. And that's kind of good because right now we don't have a lot of Infiltrate in the game. So if we get a lot more good Infiltrate cards, this card's going to see a lot of play. We might see Infiltrate, like, oh my god, you can even run Infiltrate with the new general. I forgot her name, Alina. You can run that with her. I feel like that would be good. Apparently this matchmaking thing doesn't want to disappear. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So some cool cards that this would combo with, just off the top of my head, and I kind of wrote down some of them. You know, we got Icebreak Ambush, which summons the Infiltrate minions kind of you know, on your opponent's side of the board, and they, you know, their effects all kick in. I mean, they would have already kicked in anyway because they're on their opponent's side of the board, but you know, getting 4 more minions with Infiltrate would be cool. This pairs well with what's that card called? Something Rhino. Excuse me. Hold on, give me... Oops. Frosttorn Rhino, right? This is that 5 mana Rhino at 6/5 and has Infiltrate. Gain +1 attack and celerity. So, with this on the board, you go this into Rhino, so you go a 4/5 into a 7/5 with celerity. 7/5 with celerity. That's awesome. And then another card that I didn't see if it combos anywhere, but does this work with oh, what's that card called? Give me 1 second. I'm not a Vanguard player, so I don't like... I know the cards, but I forget their names a lot. Does this work with Wailing Overdrive? So can I Wailing Overdrive anything on your opponent starting... Oh, no, it's on your opponent starting the side of the battlefield. Never mind. It's actually specifically saying your opponent's side. So it's not really Infiltrate. But anyway, pretty cool, man. Very excited for this card. I think it's going to be pretty cool, depending on the support of other Infiltrate minions that we're getting. So, you know what, we'll see what this card goes. But you know what, I'm kind of looking to see more Infiltrate, because I love minion-based decks. I'm not a spell-based deck kind of guy. So, like, I don't play a lot of Vanguard, but if Vanguard gets a decent minion deck, I'll play it, man. That's not Walls, because Walls is boring. But, like, if they get a decent minion deck with this thing, man, I'm super excited to see where Infiltrate's going, man. I'm super excited for more stuff, more spoilers. I want to see it, guys. I want to see it. But other than that, that's really all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed my rambling. If you guys did like it, comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought about these cards. Like the video and subscribe if you are new. But other than that, I'm your boy Clazo. Hope you guys keep on dueling, and I'll see you guys next time.